Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Namaste to all gadgeted officers, doctors, surgeons, IS, IPS. Winners are not those who never fail, but those who never quit. Every day of preparation takes you one step closer to your dream. In this spirit, we begin the weekly current affairs series of 1st to 7th September 2025. This week has a total of 55 important updates, national, international, science and technology. So in this part 1, we will cover the first set of updates that are extremely important for UPSC, BPSC, state PCS, SSC, SBI, IBPS, ACIO, NDA, CDS and other competitive exam. So my dear aspirants, stay focused and let's learn our learning journey with energy and confidence. So remember, success does not come overnight. It comes with daily effort, discipline, and consistency. We are going to complete what part one of weekly current affairs from 1st to 7th September 2025. Many more updates are coming in the next parts. So kindly don't miss them. Along with this, English grammar videos and biology series will be also be uploaded to strengthen your overall preparation. Keep learning, keep moving forward because your hard work is the foundation of your success tomorrow. So we are going to start this week current affairs series. Next news, first news is about protein. It is not next news, it is first news, protein P47. Recent research has uncovered a hidden role of the protein. That protein is P47, in which help in protecting other proteins from mechanical stress inside cells. So there are presence of protein inside cells. So recent research has uncovered a hidden role of protein, and that protein name is P47, which helps in protecting other proteins from mechanical stress inside cells. So this discovery could lead to a new treatment for many type of diseases where protein stability under force is disturbed or impaired. So this discovery lead to treatment of many diseases. In those diseases, protein stability is impaired or is not working properly. So we can use this protein P47 according to the recent research. Scientists at the SN Bose National Center for Basic Science, SNBNCBS, SN Bose National Center for Basic Science, SNBNCBS, they demonstrated scientists that P47 act as a mechanical chaperone which helps in stabilizing protein under physical strain, mechanical strain inside cell. So they act as a mechanical chaperones. Chaperone means which help in stabilizing proteins, fixing proteins under physical mechanical strain. So this challenges previous views that P47 was only a accessory helper to the cellular machine P97. Previously, it was known that P47 was only an accessory helper to the it was an accessory helper to the cellular machine. Protein is P97. The new findings open new path in understanding cellular mechanics and protein quality control. So how to control the protein quality inside cells, how to protect the cell from mechanical or physical stress. So role of mechanical stress in cell, what are role of mechanical stress in cell? Protein which are present inside cell constantly face many type of mechanical forces. So these arises because of many processes taking place inside our body, that is a transport, degradation and cytoskeletal change in our structures. So such forces can cause protein to unfold or misfold, which affects their function. Sometimes it affects their function because of these important processes taking place inside cell. Cellular health depends on our cellular health depends on proteins which help in maintaining their cell shape despite many stresses. So until now, canonical chaperones were known to assist protein to help protein folding. when accessory proteins could directly protect proteins under force was unclear. So whether accessory proteins which could directly protect proteins under force was unclear until now. About this, when after discovery of P47, which act as a mechanical chaperone, so the study led by Dr. Subhas Haldar used single molecule magnetic tweezer. So he used a magnetic tweezer, single molecule magnetic tweezer to apply control force to give control forces on proteins. So these mimic the physical strains protein encounter in living cells. The experiment showed that, based on this experiment, it showed that P47 binds to protein under mechanical stretch and help them to refold. So this foldase like activity was unexpected for a cofactor previously seen only as an assistant to P97. So previously the cofactor act only with P97, but after this experiment it is known that this foldase like activity, it can proteins, with the help of mechanical, when supplying mechanical stage, proteins are able to refold. So this foldase like activity was an unexpected for a cofactor which is present in the protein. So P47 ability to establish proteins, this P4 is having potential to stabilize different types of proteins under mechanical forces, mechanical strains, act as a mechanical chaperone. So what are function of P47 and P97 in cell? P97 is a powerful cellular machine which are involved in protein movement and degradation. So P97 main function to help in the movement of protein inside our body and also help in protein degradation, destruction of protein. P47 act as a cofactor. So traditionally it was known it helps in protein trafficking, protein movement and membrane fusion and degradation. After new findings, it reveals that P47 also help in increasing the mechanical efficiency of extracting protein from the endoplasmic reticulum lumen into the cytoplasm. So new findings reveal that P47, which is a cofactor, it helps in improving the mechanical efficiency of extracting protein from where? From endoplasmic reticulum lumen into the cytoplasm. So it is a main function of P47. It is known after recent discovery. So able to extract protein from endoplasmic reticulum, which help in the protein synthesis, rough endoplasmic reticulum into the cytoplasm. So it helps polypeptidase pass through narrow pores. So this P47 help polypeptidase pass through narrow pores while reducing the risk of misfolding. So these are because of this implication for diseases and therapeutics also. Many diseases arise from proteins because of malfunctioning of proteins. Many diseases arise from protein becoming unstable under mechanical forces. So these include, what are the disease included? Then diseases are heart muscle diseases and genetic disorders called laminopathies. Targeting mechanical cofactors like P47 could offer new therapeutic strategies. By boosting protein stability under these different types of mechanical forces, treatments may prevent treatment may prevent cellular damage and improve diseases outcomes. It helps in disease treatment, especially in heart muscle diseases and many genetic disorders. So these expand the known functional repertoire of accessory protein beyond their classic roles, beyond their simple roles, beyond their classic roles. What are the significance of single molecule evidence? The study provide the first direct single molecule proof that cofactors can have autonomous force dependent protective function. So first time after this discovery, it proved that cofactors, protein as a cofactor, can have autonomous force dependent protective function from different types of diseases. So this challenges the traditional view that only canonical chaperones help in protein folding under many stresses, mechanical stresses. So it suggests a broader role for accessory proteins in cellular mechanism and protein quality control also. So such insight may prompt further research into mechanical chaperones and other biomedical potential and help in many treatment for diseases and therapeutics act as a therapeutics for treating diseases. So what are the objective type question? Recently, Indian scientists discovered a new role of protein P47. What is this roles as a mechanical chaperone? So the next question is protein P47 recently in news is primarily associated with which of the following function? So it function is which of the following function primarily associated with the Golgi membrane assembly and protein stabilization. Now, next one is the NSFL1 cofactor P47 is known to work along with which ATPase for membrane fusion. So that is cofactor NSFL1 cofactor P47 work along with ATPase for energy production for membrane fusion is P97. So which of the following institute reported the P47 act as mechanical chaperones? Name is the SN Bose National Center for Basic Sciences, Kolkata. Next question is which of the following is not a context where P47 protein name is used? So it is not associated with hemoglobin. So it's a very important point. Otherwise, it associated with human cell, immune cell, platelet formation. But it is not associated with hemoglobin P47. Descriptive main types question for civil services exam discuss the significance of the discovery of protein P47 role as a mechanical chaperone and its possible therapeutic implication. So protein P47 earlier known as a cofactor for P97. Earlier it was known as cofactor for P47 in Golgi membrane assembly was recently discovered by Indian scientists to function as mechanical chaperone. So using magnetic tweezer, they demonstrated that P47 helps protein maintain their structure and function under mechanical stress by stabilizing folding. So helping discovery of management of many diseases, genetic diseases, neurodegenerative disorder as associated with protein misfolding and instability. So by protecting proteins, protecting under mechanical forces, P47 opens new pathway for manage different stress related protein dysfunction. Now, next, what is the question for what is the role of protein P47 in cell biology and why has it been in the news recently? So, protein P47 cofactor name is NSFL1. Cofactor name is NSFL1. Is a cystosolic cofactors associated with cell. Cystosolic cofactor, systole of cell fluid present in cytoplasm is called cystosol. So cystosolic cofactor that binds to ATPase of P97 and help in membrane fusion, particularly where in Golgi resembling after mitosis. So it is involved in organelle remodeling and regulation of protein folding. Recently, Indian researchers discovered P47 has a new function as a mechanical chaperone, help in stabilizing protein under mechanical stress, help in curing different types of diseases. Next news is ISRO Kulase Khera Patinam spacecraft to be ready by December 2026. In a significant development for ISRO, India's space ambition announced that the Kulase Khera Patinam launch complex in Tamil Nadu's district name is Tuticorin. Tuticorin district is expected to be fully operational by December 2026. So it is a significant development for ISRO announced that launch of Kulase Kerapatinam. From Tamil Nadu, district name is Tuticorin by December 2026. So this upcoming facility will become India's second spacecraft. The upcoming facility will become India's second spacecraft, which helps in complementing the Satish Dhawan Space Center at Sri Harikota. So it is helping complementing the Satish Dhawan Space Center at Sri Harikota, and it will be dedicated primarily to launching a small satellite launch vehicles (SLVS). So it's primarily helping launching small satellite launch vehicles. About the Kulasai Paritanam launch complex, its location is coastal village of Kulas Kerapatinam in Tuticorin district, Tamil Nadu. So area is given 2,300 squares. Expected completion December 2026. Foundation led by Prime Minister. Target is around 20 to 25 small satellite launch vehicles per year once operational. So it helps India to decentralize its space operation, help in easing the pressure on Sri Harikota, reducing the pressure on Sri Harikota, and increasing its overall launch frequency. So what is second launch complex? So the small intestine launch vehicles are designed to carry payloads up to 500 kg to an altitude of, the altitude is about 400 kilometers, and able to carry payloads up to 500 kg. Unlike PSLV and GSLV, which shows to larger deep space mission, SSLVs are cost effective, faster to assemble. SSLV are is small, cost effective, faster to assemble, and it is also ideal for launching multiple small satellites. So unlike PSLV, GSLV, SSLV are cost effective, faster to assemble, and ideal for launching multiple small satellites. So the dedicated SSLV complex in Kulasakara Patinam will allow frequent on-demand launches, especially for beneficial for commercial, academic, and defense sectors. So there are some geographic advantages also. It enables straight southward launches, avoiding populated areas. So it is particularly suitable for mission which are targeting polar and sun synchronous orbits. It is targeting polar and sun synchronous orbits commonly used for Earth observation satellites. So it is commonly used for Earth observation satellites. It also help boost local economy and science ecosystem. So this project is expected to improve economic activity in southern Tamil Nadu by creating employment, skilled jobs, attracting aerospace investment, and it also promotes STEM education and regional scientific research. So there are important takeaways. Location and launch is, and vehicle type is SSLV, payload capacity up to 500 kg. Current launch site is Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh. ISRO chief is V Narayan, ISRO chief. Prelims question types: UPSC, BPSC, SSC banking exam. ISRO's upcoming spacecraft at Kulasak Kerapatinam is located in which Indian state? Tamil Nadu. What is the expected completion timeline for ISRO's Kulasaka Paritanam spacecraft 2026? What is the primary advantage of Kulase Ka Paritanam spacecraft for ISRO launches? What is the primary advantage? The primary advantage is it consumes lower fuel consumption, fuel consumption for PSLV launches. Now, again, ISRO second spacecraft is being established at which location in Tamil Nadu? It is in Kulase Kaparitanam. Now, next is upcoming ISRO spacecraft. The same question is given. Now, next is what is the primary source of Kulasa Paritanam spacecraft? Launching a small satellite. It is helping launching a small satellite using SSLV. ISRO's first operational spaceport is located at where? ISRO first operational spaceport is located at Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh. Mains type question is given. Discuss the significance of ISRO's second space port at Kulasa Kerapatinam in Tamil Nadu, which is expected to be ready by December 2026. So you have to write a strategic location, operational benefits, economic and regional growth in southern Tamil Nadu, national impacts, and in conclusion, it will not only support ISRO's launch capacity but also reinforce India's ambition as a global space power. Next question, main question for civil services exam. Discuss the significance of ISRO's new spaceport at Kulasa Kerapatinam, Tamil Nadu, and how will it benefit India's space program. So you have to write the objective, and then unlike Sriharikota, then you have to so it is a mission of Atmanirbhar Bharat in space technology. It boosts this mission also. Overall, the new spacecraft will boost India's space economy. One liner is location, timelines, and purpose, advantage, significance. Spacecraft after Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh. One line memory key, Kulasai Karapatinam's India's second spacecraft ready by December 2026 for fuel saving PSLV polar launches. For fuel saving PSLV polar launches. Mnemonics is given TN 26 PSLV, mainly for PSLV and small satellite launches. One liner is Tamil Nadu's second space port ready by December 2026 for PSLV polar launches. Next news is Gastrochilus Pecky orchid, Gastrochilus pecky orchid. So this recent discovery of the orchid species, the name of that orchid species is Gastrochilus pecky, discovered in Arunachal Pradesh. It has added a new member to India's rich orchid family. The name of that orchid species is Gastrochilus pickle, discovered in Arunachal Pradesh. Previously known only from, it was found only in Myanmar. This finding confirms the floristic link between the two regions, between the Arunachal Pradesh and Myanmar. Floristic link between these two regions. The discovery was made in Vizoynagar. This discovery was done in Vizoynagar in Andhra Pradesh, which is a remote area bordering Myanmar at an altitude of 1200 meters. This event marks Arunachal Pradesh status as the orchid state of India. Arunachal Pradesh status as the orchid state of India. It is Arunachal Pradesh is home to about 60% of the country's orchid varieties. Arunachal Pradesh is home to about 60% of the country's orchid varieties. About Gastrochilus pecky orchid, it is a species from Gastrochilus genus, first recorded in the year 1825. This genus includes 77 species, which is found across tropical, subtropical, and temperate Asia. 77 species. These orchids have a monopodial growth pattern and noted for their short axillary inflorescence, arrangement of flowers with brightly colored flowers. Now, a key feature is a distinct epicyle on the scate hypocyle and the presence of two porate globosa pollinia on a slender stipe. Discovery about this discovery in September 2024, researchers collected fresh specimen during a botanical excursion. They were doing botanical excursion in Vizoynagar. The team comprised Vinay Kumar Sahani, Mino Pertin, and Khayanjit Gogoi. Identification was made through detailed examination of flower structure, especially the sepals, petals, and comparison with existing literature. So this is the first time Gastrochilus pecky orchid has been recorded in India. So Gastrochilus pecky thrives in most evergreen rainforest. It always grow in it requires moist evergreen rainforest, often growing on small trees near river banks. So it flowers between September and October. So the habitat condition in Vizoynagar closely resemble those in Myanmar's Nguyen town. It closely resemble the habitat condition in Vizoynagar closely resemble those in Myanmar's Nguyen town. So where the orchid was previously known to bloom. So previously it was known to bloom in Myanmar's Nyonging town. About habitat and flowering season, it is flowers in grow in moist evergreen rainforest September and October. Significance is before this discovery, 22 species of Gastrochilus genus were recorded in India, with 15 species found in Arunachal Pradesh. 15 species. The finding of Gastrochilus piki strengthened the evidence of shared flora uh, plant species between Arunachal Pradesh and Myanmar. So it also emphasizes the rich biodiversity of this region and the importance of conservation efforts in this fragile ecosystem. So Gastrochilus peki recently Gastrochilus was in the news. Was it, what is it? So it is newly discovered orchid species. Next question is, the orchid Gastrochilus peki has been rediscovered in India after 124 years in which state? After 124 in state Arunachal Pradesh. Gastrochilus piki belongs to which plant family? So it belongs to Orchidaceae family. Family. Write a short note on the Gastrochilus piki in India. So write about everything. So rediscovered in Arunachal Pradesh after 124 years, and it belonging to the family Orchidaceae. One liner is a Gastrochilus piki. It is a rare orchid of Arunachal Pradesh, rediscovered in 2024 after 124 years. Question against the given about that question. MCQ based pre-question, preliminary question, and then one line memory key is Peki orchid, Orchidaceae family rediscovered in Arunachal Pradesh after how many years? After 124 years. It is an epiphytic, not terrestrial. Next news is WHO reports on global mental health crisis. It is a very important news. The WHO released new data in 2024 denoting the global mental health crisis. According to the report given by WHO, they released new data in the year 2024 denoting the global mental health crisis. Global mental health crisis. So suicide remains the main problem is suicide. Main cause is suicide. Suicide remains a major cause of death worldwide, according to WHO. So, mental health disorder are increasing very fast than the population growth. Mental health disorder are increasing than the population growth. The reports World Mental Health Today, the reports World Mental Health Today and Mental Health Atlas 2024 provide updated insight post COVID-19 pandemic. So it happened after post COVID-19 pandemic, a report given by the World Mental Health Today and Mental Health Atlas 2024. What are the statistic of suicide, which is a major cause of death worldwide? In 2021, approximately 7,27,000 people died by suicide globally. 7,27,000 people died by suicide globally in the year 2021. One suicide death occurs for every 20 suicide attempts. One suicide death occurs for every 20 suicide attempts. This suicide is a leading cause of death among young people. It is mostly increasing among young peoples across all countries. So, despite many efforts, the target of reducing suicide among young people rates the target of reducing suicide rates by one third by 2030. The target is to reduce these suicide rates by one third by the year 2030 under the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal. So it is become now unlikely. Current trends predict only a 12% reduction. Current trends predict only a 12% reduction by 2030. Prevalence of mental health disorders. Over 1 billion people live with mental health disorders to worldwide. Over 1 billion. What are the prevalence of mental health disorders? Worldwide, there are over 1 billion people live with mental health disorders worldwide. Anxiety and depressive disorder constitutes two-thirds of this condition. So between 2011 and 2021, the age standardized prevalence of mental disorders rose to It increased to 13.6%, up to 0.9% from a decade earlier. It was 0.9%. Now it increased to 13.6% between the year 2011 and 21. Young adults aged 20 to 29 years saw the largest increase of suicide. Males more commonly experience ADHD, autism, spectrum disorders, and intellectual disabilities. So, male are more sufferers. Females are frequently suffer from anxiety, depression, and eating disorders. So, male are more commonly experiencing many intellectual disabilities, mental disorder, autism, like that. So, age and gender patterns in mental health. What are the age and gender patterns in mental health? Anxiety disorders typically begin earlier in life, often before age 10. Depressive disorders are rare in childhood but become more common after age 40. So, depression are rare in childhood but become more common after age 40. Anxiety disorder typically begin early in life, often before age 10. Anxiety before age 10. Depression peaks between the age of 50 and 69. Older people getting more depression. Gender differences are clear, with males and females showing different patterns of mental health issues. About challenges is mental health care delivery. Mental health care in many countries, including India, faces major challenges. There are insufficient psychiatric beds outside a specialized institution. The care model needs to shift from custodial to therapeutic approaches. Psychiatric hospitals often suffer from poor condition and stigma. Funding for mental health services remains inadequate. So there is a severe shortage of trained mental health professionals such as psychiatrists, psychologists, nurses, and social workers, especially in rural areas. There are many barriers to access and continuity of mental care. Access to mental health care is limited by geographic and economic factors. Many patients and families cannot afford travel or treatment costs. Continuity of care and availability of medicine are often disrupted. Severe mental illness frequently leads to loss of income, worsening financial hardship, and social exclusion, that people are excluding from the society. What are the strategies for improvements? Experts call for increased funding and leadership to implement various mental health programs effectively. Integrating psychiatric services into general hospitals and tertiary care incentive is important. Training multidisciplinary team can improve care quality. Expanding community based care and reducing stigma are essential steps. Establishing a seamless chain of care will help manage mental health condition better. So, prelims question: recently, WHO reports a global crisis related to which issue? So, mental health. According to the next question, according to WHO, what percentage of the world's population is affected by mental health disorder at least once in their lifetime? So, once in their lifetime, 1 in 8. 1 in 8. Next question: which group is most affected by mental health disorder according to WHO? Adolescent and young adults. So they are most affected. Discuss the significance of WHO report on the global mental health crisis. So kindly pause the video. So go through it. So mainly the depression, anxiety, suicide, which affect 1 in 8 people worldwide. So despite the rising prevalence, mental health services receive less than 2% of health budgets globally. So it is also major cause of not improving the mental health condition. Next question is: consider the following statements regarding the WHO report on global mental health crisis. WHO, so just go through all the question and just read, try to solve. One liner: WHO report 1 in 8 people face mental health disorder crisis worsened by COVID-19. Funding remains below 2% of health budgets. So, do you want to mix a mnemonic trick? So, yeah, my dear student, the mnemonic trick is given: 1 in 8 COVID link, less than 2% funding. Now, one liner with mnemonic is 8 minds, 2 coins, COVID cry, WHO mental health crisis, 1 in 8 affected. Less than 2% budget worsened by COVID. So, 8 minds, 2 coins, COVID cry, WHO mental health crisis, 1 in 8 affected. 2 coins means less than 2% budgets. COVID cry means worsened by COVID. So, these are the mental ill health, poverty. These are the reason which are affecting the mental health of people. Poor parenting, domestic and interpersonal violence, poor educational attainment, school failure, reduced livelihoods, mental health condition, alcohol and drug use, risk-taking behaviors, including self-harms. So, next news is now it's about the mental health. Now, move to the sexual rate also. India's fertility decline. India's fertility decline, it's a major issue. India's demographic indicators have shown notable changes in 2023. The crude birth rate CBR and total fertility rate TFR have declined. The crude birth rate CBR and total fertility rate have declined. So, according to India's demographic indicators, which have shown notable changes in the year 2023, the population is aging slowly. The population is aging gradually. This shift reflects evolving social and health dynamic across states and union territories. The latest sample registration survey statistical report for 2023 by the Office of the Registrar General of India provides detailed insights. Decline in crude birth rate and fertility rates. India's crude birth rate declined from 19.1 in 2022. Now in 2023, it is 18.4 per thousand people. So India's CBR fell from 19.1 in 2022 to 18.4 per thousand people in 2023. Now about the total fertility rate, it also reduced, dropped to 1.9. The first decline after 2 years of stability at 2.0. Total fertility rate indicates the average number of children a woman is expected to have over her productive years. A total fertility rate 2.1 is below the replacement level, meaning population growth may slow or reverse without migration. It may slow or reverse without migration. What are the regional variation in fertility rates? No, northern state like Bihar 2.8, UP 2.6, Madhya Pradesh 2.4, Rajasthan 2.3, Chhattisgarh 2.2 have total fertility rates have above replacement level. Above replacement level. I'm going to explain replacement level also. Southern and urbanized region report lower total fertility rates. Southern region and urbanized region, low fertility rate. Delhi 1.2, Tamil Nadu 1.3, West Bengal 1.3, Maharashtra 1.4, and some of the lowest fertility rates have some of the lowest fertility rates Delhi, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, Maharashtra. Overall, 18 states and union territories have total fertility rates below replacement level. So it is about that fertility rate and total fertility rate and replacement rates. Fertility rate means average number of children a woman would have. She experienced the current age, specific fertility rates throughout her reproductive years. So it is means total fertility rate means a woman have a average number of children. The women would have if she experienced the current age. Specific fertility rates throughout her reproductive years. Replacement rates, it is also total fertility rate at which a population exactly replaces itself from one generation to the next. In most countries, the replacement rate is around 2.1 children per woman. It may modestly vary with mortality death rates. So total replacement rate is at which a population exactly replaces itself from one generation to the next. So according to the Global Burden of Disease Injuries and Risk Factors study 2021, the total fertility rate of India has dropped sharply from 6.18 in the 1950s to 1.9 in 2021, according to GBD. The current TFR is even below the replacement fertility level of 2.1, which is needed to maintain population stability. The GBD, according to GBD study, projected that the fertility rate could fall further to 1.0 by 2100, nearly one child per woman. So declining fertility rate may shrink India's population. Because of this reducing fertility rates, it is shrinking India's population. It may shrink India's population by 300 million in 80 years. So about birth and death rate trends, the crude death rate also declined 6.4 in 2023 from 6.8 in 2022. Death rate also reduced. Infant death rate, mortality rate improve. Infant because of the advanced medical science. Infant death rate, mortality rate improved to 25 deaths per thousand. Live births, a 7-point decline, but it is a 7-point decline over 5 years. 7-point decline over 5 years. The sex ratio at birth improved to 9.917 girls per thousand boys. 917 girls per thousand boys, about sex ratio at births, yet remain below gender similarity, below parity. Kerala and Chhattisgarh saw the highest sex ratio at birth, while Uttarakhand and Bihar report the lowest. Kerala and Chhattisgarh saw the highest sex ratio at birth. Kerala and Chhattisgarh highest. Uttarakhand and Bihar report the lowest. Aging population and elderly proportion. The elderly population above 60 years increased to 9.7% in 2023, up 0.7% points from 2022. Kerala leads with Kerala again leads with 15% elderly population. State like Assam, Delhi, and Jharkhand report the lowest elderly population, around 7.6 to 7.7%. These rise signals a demographic transition with implication for healthcare and social services. So Assam, Delhi, and Jharkhand report the lowest elderly population, around 7.6 to 7.77%. So data, the registrar general released the 2021 and 2022 civil registration system, sample registration system, medical certification of cause of death reports after delays. 2023 as a sex ratio at birth rate is public, but CRS and MCCD medical certification of cause of death dataset for 2023 are yet to be published. These datasets are crucial, important for monitoring health and population trends also. So India's population by 3 India's population could shrink by 300 million in 80 years, according to a study by the University of Washington. So Nigeria population may surpass China by then. So Nigeria population surpassed China 790 and China is 731. India's population 1093.15. So India's population could shrink by 300 million in 80 years. Japan population and then USA population is given in this chart. So in a question is, according to recent NFHS data, India's total fertility rate has declined to 2.0. Replacement level fertility is generally considered to be 2.1. Which of the following factors have contributed most significantly to India's fertility decline? So all the factors: literacy, women's education, urbanization, wider access to healthcare, family planning. Main descriptive question discuss the significance and implication of India's fertility decline. So total fertility rate has declined to 2.0, below the replacement level of 2.1 as per NFHS 5. This decline is attributed to factors given. So you write and challenges also. According to recent NFHS data, India's total fertility rate has declined to, replacement rate is declined to. So next question is, consider the following statement about India's fertility declines. To go through the question, mnemonic is two kids replace 2.1 with LUH, lah. Two kids replace 2.1 with lah. Two kids means India's TFR, fertility rate 2.0. Kids means India's fertility rate 2.0. Replacement label fertility 2.1. LAH means main drivers are literacy, urbanization, and healthcare. So India TFR 2.0 below 2.1 replacement. Main drivers are literacy, urbanization, healthcare, which drive fertility declines. These are the reason of fertility decline. Next news is ESA solar orbiter reveals origin of energetic solar practices. The European Space Agency solar orbiter has made a breakthrough in understanding the origin of energetic particles which is emitted by the sun. European Space Agency Solar Orbiter, they have made a breakthrough in understanding the origin of energetic particles which are emitted by the sun. It is launched in 2000. It was launched in 2022 as a joint ESA NASA mission. It was launched in 2022 as a joint ESA NASA mission. The probe has captured unprecedented images of the sun's poles, and it also traced the sources of solar energetic electrons. So these findings provide important information about space weather phenomena that impact Earth and space technology. About solar orbit mission achievement, solar orbit is the first spacecraft to image the sun's pole. It orbits closer to the sun than any previous mission. Solar orbit closer to the sun than any previous mission. It is equipped with 10 instruments. It measures solar wind also and observes solar surface features remotely, distantly. Between November 2022 and December 2020 and 22, between November 2020 and December 2022, it detected over 300 bursts of energetic electrons. These energetic particles emitted by the sun. So this data helps scientists link specific solar events to particle emissions. Types of solar energetic electrons are there. Are two main types of solar energetic electrons. The first type is associated with solar flares. Solar flares means sudden explosion on small patches of the sun's surface. Sudden explosion on the small patches of the sun surface. The second type relates to coronal mass ejection. Coronal mass ejection is a type of a large eruption of plasma and magnetic field from the sun's outer surface. So, solar mass ejection release particle gradually but carry high energy and greater potential for destruction. About tracing the source of energetic particles, the solar orbital flew through streams of energetic electrons while simultaneously observing their solar sources. Scientists observed a delay between solar events and particle detection in space. This lag occurs due to the time taken for particles to escape the sun and a scattering caused by different types of turbulence. So this lag occurs due to the time taken for particles to escape the sun and scattering caused by the turbulence in space. This was the first clear evidence linking energetic electrons in space to their solar origins. About implications, space weather includes solar flares, CMEs, solar particle events, and solar winds. So these phenomena definitely affects satellite communication, GPS navigation, and power grids on Earth. So, CMEs are particularly as they carry more energetic particles and pose greater risk to technology and astronauts also. Understanding particle origins help predict and mitigate and reduce these effects. About future prospect and scientific goals, solar orbiters aims to answer fundamental question about the sun's behavior. It studies the sun's 11-year magnetic cycle and heating of its corona to millions of degrees. It also investigates how solar wind forms and accelerates to high speeds. So these insights will improve knowledge of how solar activity influences Earth space environment. So, question is the solar orbiter mission, which recently revealed the origin of electric solar particle, is led by ESA, European Space Agency. What next question is the main objective of solar orbiter is to study the sun's magnetic activity and solar wind. Next question is the energetic solar particles studied by the solar orbital are important because they affect space weather and satellite operation and astronaut also. Next question, descriptive question for civil services exam. Discuss the significance of ESA's solar orbiter mission in understanding energetic solar particles. So ESA solar orbiter launched in 2022 have revealed new insight, new knowledge into the origin of energetic solar particles which are ejected or released during solar flares and coronal mass ejection. So these energy particles travel across the solar system and disturb satellite communication, GPS navigation, and power grids on Earth. Now, question is close. Consider the following statement about ESA's solar orbiter mission. Go through it. Now, one liner is for you students, my dear aspirants. ESA solar orbiter 2022-2020. ESA solar orbiter 2020 traces origin of energetic solar particles. ESA solar orbit 2020 traces origin of energetic solar particles, which is key to predicting space weather. It helped in protecting space weather and protecting satellites. Next news is Dongar cultivation threatened by eucalyptus monoculture in Odisha. Dongar cultivation threatened by eucalyptus monoculture in Odisha. The traditional Dongar cultivation practiced by the Kond tribal community in Odisha. The name of the community is which is a tribal community is Kond tribal community in Odisha. Raigad district faces a severe threat. The spread of eucalyptus monoculture, which is driven by commercial interests such as paper mills, is endangering this ancient mixed cropping system. The shift is leading to loss of food diversity. There is also soil degradation and ecological imbalance in the upland and midland areas of the district. So the traditional dongar cultivation, which is practiced by the Kond tribal community in Odisha, Raigad district, faces a severe threat. About the traditional dongar cultivation, dongar is a upland mixed cropping system on hill slopes. Dongar is a type of cropping system, mixed cropping system, upland mixed cropping system taken place where it happened on hill slopes. So it includes millets, pulses, and oilseed grown together on hill slopes. So this method support food diversity and ecological balance. It is also climate resilient and suited to the hilly terrain of Raigad district of Odisha. The Kond tribal groups, including Talia Konds and Kutia Konds, have practiced it for many generations. About the rise of eucalyptus monoculture, eucalyptus plantation have expanded from lowlands to uplands and midlands. So this tree is grown mainly for grown mainly for paper mills. Plantation crops like eucalyptus take about 5 years to mature. Farmers lease their lands for low returns, often between rupees 15,000 and 3,000 per acre. The monoculture replaces traditional crops and reduces uncultivated food sources like tubers. So, what are the impact? Monoculture eucalyptus harms soil fertility and causes water scarcity. It is also disturb local biodiversity, birds avoid eucalyptus areas. The dominance of the increase in number of eucalyptus threatens food sovereignty and traditional farming knowledge also. Tribal farmers loses their access to diverse different types of food crops and natural resources. Seed conservation and organic practices are also reducing because of the monoculture of eucalyptus. What are the efforts to preserve dongar? Non-profit organizations such as Living Farms work with local communities to revive dongar cultivation. Awareness campaigns educate farmers on the benefits of mixed cropping for climate resilience. Elders share traditional knowledge on seed exchange and organic farming. So the goal is to reduce dependency on monoculture eucalyptus and protect upland ecosystem. There are many challenges are there. Paper mills and external interests promote monoculture, spread of eucalyptus for commercial gain. Tribal farmers face pressure to lease lands for short-term income. Without sustained support, the Kond community risks food insecurity and loss of cultural heritage. About millets and climate resilience, millets once widely grown in dongar lands are climate resilient crops. The international years of millets in 2023 brought into their light their the international years of millets in 2023 brought into light their importance, the importance of millets, which is once widely grown in dongar lands. So, however, millets are being replaced by eucalyptus and BT cotton, Bacillus thuringiensis cotton, which is made by biotechnology methods, monocultures methods. So, reviving millet cultivation is important for sustainable agriculture and nutritional security in the region. Next is news is Senna spectabilis invasion. The rapid spread of Senna spectabilis are an invasive tree species introduced from South America in the 1980s has caused severe ecological damage in South India. So it is a invasive tree species. The rapid spread of a tree species is Senna spectabilis. So its dense growth chokes native plants and disturb wildlife habitat, especially the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. It is affecting the disturbing Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. Recent community-driven efforts in Kerala's Violent Wildlife Sanctuary have pioneered successful eradication methods, removal methods, offering hope for forest restoration and biodiversity recovery. So there is a rapid spread of Senna spectabilis, which is an invasive tree species, has caused severe ecological damage in South India. Senna spectabilis was introduced for shade and for beautification and used as firewood. Its similarity to Kerala's state flower, Cassia fistula. It is similar, look like a Cassia fistula. Kerala state flower name is a Cassia fistula. Made it popular among forestry officials. However, it soon became invasive, forming dense, sterile, infertile thickets that outcompete native plants and disturb soil chemistry. So this has led to a decline in food sources for herbivores, this amount of food sources for herbivores, and disturb the ecosystem balance. About the ecological impact, Senna's invasion reduces native biodiversity by choking out grasses and shrubs. Herbivores such as deer and gaur lose their food base. The forces This forces large mammals like elephants and tigers to move into human places, human settlements, increasing human wildlife conflict. In Wayanad Wildlife Sanctuary, Senna now covers over 40% of the area, up from 23% in 2021, severely affecting forest health. About eradication efforts in Wayaland, in the Tholopeti range, Kerala recorded India's first science-based community-led Senna eradication removal. Over 383 acres were cleared by uprooting 46,450 eucalyptus trees and destroying roots to prevent regrowth. A lightweight hand tool designed by a marine engineer help workers to remove entire root balls efficiently. Tribal youth from Kurichia and Katunaika communities also played important role as trained laborers and forest guardians. About forest restoration and recovery, over 80 native tree species have been replanted. Bird species count has increased to 184, and large mammals like elephants are returning to previously abandoned area. So this risk recovery indicates the success of thorough root removal of eucalyptus and sustained monitorings. There are some challenges also. Bark stripped stumps resprout quickly, making eradication difficult, removal difficult because it is resprout quickly. Bark type stump. Continuous scouting and destruction of new seedling are important. The violent model is influencing policy in Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. So efforts include cross-border eradication project and exploring uses for failed biomass such as paper pulp production. So effort includes cross-border eradication project and exploring uses for fallow biomass such as paper pulp production. So Senna's invasion marks a wider threat of invasive species like lantana, Eupatorium, acacia in India. Invasive species like lantana, Eupatorium, acacia in India. Wider threat. They are giving wider threat. So these species slightly degrade ecosystem, disturb biodiversity. It is important to prevent similar ecological crises. So the Bayaband experiences put stress on the importance of unplanting in invasive species to restore native forest and restore biodiversity. So these are the pathway of invasion. Introduce an ornament and shade tree, high seed production and adaptability is required. Ecological and socio-economic impacts are there and management strategies are there. So go through the flow charts. Question is given recently, Senna spectabilis has been reported as an invasive species in India. Consider the following statements. Next news is with reference to Senna spectabilis. Consider the following statements. The main question is invasive alien species are one of the biggest threats to biodiversity and ecosystem balance. Discuss the ecological and socioeconomic impacts of Senna spectabilis invasion in India, particularly in the Western Ghats. Suggest measure for its management and controls. One liner is Senna spectabilis from South American invasive tree species spreading in which area? Western Ghats, creating problem to biodiversity and elephant habitat are under threat. Senna spectabilis invasion short note in 150 words is given. Next news is coral microatolls reveal early Indian Ocean sea level rise. Based on coral microatolls, it reveals early Indian Ocean sea level increasing. Rising sea levels due to global warming threaten coastal and island ecosystem. Coral reefs, which are sensitive to environmental changes, it also faces stress from reduced sunlight, getting less sunlight, and bleaching and erosion. Coral reefs are getting problem because of reduced sunlight, bleaching, erosion, increased temperature. Recent research using coral microtolls has extended sea level records in the central Indian Ocean by nearly a century. So this study shows sea level rise began decades earlier than previously thought, with important implication for climate science and adaptation efforts. About sea level rise reduces sunlight to reach to coral reefs. So this weakens coral reef health, definitely reduces the coral health condition, and also causes bleaching. Changing tides and coastal erosion add pressure to coral reef ecosystem. The Indian Ocean is warming faster than the global average, amplifying these effects. Increase in Indian Ocean sea level. About historical monitoring efforts, long-term sea level monitoring in the Indian Ocean started during the Tropical Ocean Global Atmosphere Program between 1985 and 1994. These efforts continue under the Global Sea Level Observing System. India's Ministry of Earth Science reports a rise of about 3.3 millimeter per year, above the global mean. However, data gaps remain, especially in the central tropical Indian Ocean. So coral microtolls is a natural tide goes which shows Indian Ocean sea level increases rise started earlier than expected. So coral microtolls as a natural recourse, their upper surface matches the lowest water level over time. These structures can live for decades or centuries, recording sea level changes. Researchers studied a Porites microtoll on Mahuati Gala Reef in Maldives. Researchers studied a Porites microtoll on Mahuati Gala Reef in Maldives to reconstruct sea levels from 1930 to 2019. Methodology of study: the team surveyed the coral's outer edge and surface elevation. They cut a slab from coral and X-ray read in its observed annual growth band similar to tree rings. So these bands help to know about the precise timeline of growth and sea level interaction. In this case, uranium thorium dating method is also used. Uranium thorium dating method to know about the coral's elevation relative to sea levels. Finding on sea level rise are the rate accelerated over the time. So sea level rise, the rate is given based on the year. Sea level rise in the region began in the Sea level rise in the region began in the late 1950s, earlier than previously believed. The Maldives, Lakshadweep, and Chicago's archipelago saw a 30 to 40 centimeter increase rise over the last 50 years. There are environmental and climatic signals, growth interruption in the macrotole measure El Nino, a negative Indian Ocean dipole event. So they are known to stress corals and cause bleaching. The coral also recorded the 18.6-year lunar nodal cycle affecting tides and sea levels. The tectonic stability of the site ensured accurate sea level attribution. So there are coral macrotols having the many important roles. It complements tide gauges and satellite by finding data gaps. They provide long-term regional sea level histories, especially in remote areas. So there are significance of coral macrotolls. So coral microtopes play a growing role in climate research and adapting planning. So coral macrotolls, flat-topped corals finding from Indian Ocean, so early sea level rise from 20th century, providing long-term climate records, indicate regional variation in the sea level trades. Implication are given. So prelims question is given, MCQ, and the mains question is given. Corals macrotool provide crucial evidence for past sea level variation. Discuss how their study in the Indian Ocean enhances our understanding of sea level. Discuss implication also. 150 words question is given and along with the answer. Just go through it, pause the video. Next news is Adivani. At the Ministry of Tribal Affairs launches the beta version of Adivani recently. So it is India's first artificial intelligence powered translation platform. First artificial intelligence powered translation platform dedicated to tribal language. The launch took place at the Dr. Ambedkar International Center, New Delhi, during the Janjatiya Gaurav Varsh celebration. So the event brought into light the government's focus on tribal empowerment and language preservation through technology. So significance of Adivani is to preserve tribal language and cultures by using artificial languages. So it bridges communication gap in remote tribal areas. It supports tribal youth by enhancing digital literacy. It also helps to facilitate access to education, healthcare, and governance in native languages, promotes inclusive development, strengthens cultural identity. About the collaborative development, the platform is developed by consortium led by IIT Delhi. Partner institution includes BITS Pilani IIT Hyderabad, IIT Nava Rayapur, and several state tribal research institutes. The project integrates authentic linguistic data collected from tribal regions. So it is low cost innovation costing about one tenth of commercial alternatives. So continuous improvement is ensured through community feedback. So currently, Adivani supports Santali, Bhili, Mundari, and Gondi languages. So this language it supports Santali, Bhili, Mundari, Gondi languages. Kui and Garou are under developments. It offers real-time text and speech translation between English, Hindi, and tribal languages also. So this platform includes interactive learning modules for students. So each digitizes folklore, oral tradition, cultural heritage. About technological and societal impact, it can preserve endangered languages globally. It empowers tribal communities. So it aligns with national initiatives like Digital India and Ek Bharat Shrestha Bharat. By 2047, it aims to benefit over 20 lakh tribal leaders. About access and future prospects, the beta version is accessible via a web portal with mobile apps soon be it's mobile apps soon to be released. So the platform encourages participation from tribal communities and experts. It sets a pioneering example for low resource language technology. So Adivani is a key step towards building an inclusive, knowledge-driven India. So question is about what Adivani is given. Just guys, pause the video and go through it. Prelims question with reference to Adivani, consider the following statement. Then again, one-liner, India's first artificial intelligence-powered tribal language translator, discovered by IIT Delhi, led 2025's help in preserving culture and boosting inclusive learning language. Now, next main question is Adivani represent a significant step in preserving tribal language and ensuring inclusive governance. Examine how Adivani aims to empower tribal communities, the challenges it may face, and what further measures are required to ensure it access to right or the role of language, technological features, challenges, and measuring. So, Adivani, India's artificial intelligence for tribal language translators. Answer is given, just go through it. Next news is blue dragons invade Spanish beaches. Blue dragon invade Spanish beaches. Several Spanish beaches faced closure in 2025 due to the sudden presence of blue dragon, and that name is a Glaucus atlanticus. Glaucus atlanticus. So these tiny sea slugs, known for their striking colors and potent sting, have appeared in large numbers along the Mediterranean coast. So their arrival has surprised locals and scientists alike, coinciding with rising sea temperatures in the region. About blue dragons are a small sea slug measuring about 4 centimeters. Unlike most sea slugs that live on the seabed, blue dragons float upside down on the ocean surface. Blue dragons float upside down on the sea surface, unlike most sea slugs that live on the seabed. Blue dragon maintain an air bubble in their stomach to help in flotation, to float on water. Their blue upper side camouflage with the sea, while the white underside blends with sunlight from below. So these help them avoid predators. Unique feeding and defense mechanism of blue dragons, Glaucus atlanticus. They feed on venomous, poisonous jellyfish and siphonocoris such as Portuguese man of war. So they do not digest the stinging cell but transform them to finger-like appendages on their bodies. So they concentrate the venom poison, making their sting more powerful than their prey. So this sting causes severe pain, redness, swelling, nausea, and vomiting in humans, but it is not fatal. If the sting causes many problem to the human, but it is not fatal. It not cause death. Reason behind their appearance in Spain. So blue dragons are native to warm tropical waters of the Pacific, Atlantic, and Indian Ocean. Blue dragons are native to warm tropical waters of Pacific, Atlantic, and Indian Ocean. So their presence in the Mediterranean has been rare until recently. Scientists link their arrival to rising because of rising sea temperature in the Mediterranean, which is warming faster than many oceans. Warmer waters brings more jellyfish, which is a primary food source of blue dragon, encouraging dragons to expand their range. So impact on tourism, and there are impact on tourism and public safety. The sudden influx of blue dragon forced the closure of beaches in Gordamar del Segure, La Linea de la Concepción, and Lanzarote. So local authorities banned swimming to protect residents and tourists from blue dragon stings. Safety measure and public awareness is also given there, and admiring these creatures from a distance is safe. It's given information. Handling them whether in water or on the shore can provoke painful stings. So public awareness campaigns have been launched to educate beach goers about the risk and necessary precaution. About the ecological significance and climate change link, the blue dragon's increasing expanding presence marks ecological shift in marine life due to climate change, due to increase in temperature. Rising temperature alter species distribution and disturbing food chains. The Mediterranean's thermal anomalies have created favorable conditions for tropical series species. Monitoring such challenges, such changes helps understand broader environment impacts and inform marine conservation strategies. So the question is given, the blue dragon recently spotted in large number on Spanish beaches refers to which of the following? A type of Venus blue sea slug. Name is Glaucus atlanticus. Mains question is given, the recent invention of blue dragons on Spanish beaches highlight the ecological ripple effect of marine eco climate change. Discuss the biological feature of the blue dragon, the cause of its unusual mass appearance, and the potential ecological and socioeconomic implication for coastal communities. So one liner for quick recall, blue dragon venomous sea slug Glaucus atlanticus invading Spanish beaches due to warming seas because of global warming. So, it is given about that flow chart. Blue dragon Glaucus atlanticus normally found in open ocean feeds on jellyfish, climate change, warming seas, shifting countries, mass standing on Spanish beaches, impacts and management is given. So next year, we will watch in next series the next news. Kindly watch the next series. Next, stay consistent. Make the notes of all the important current affairs. Practice MCQ and mains question also. Best of luck for your preparation also, and best of luck for your forthcoming exam also. Stay consistent, my dear aspirants.